Reckon.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. There we go. On Monday night, it is the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, and as you can see, we got a brand new schedule right ahead of you. Talking about Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. That's going to be the round of 16 drivers. Moving on to Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval for the round of 12. The round of 8, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Homestead, Miami, and a tiny paperclip that is Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. And then it's all going to culminate to wrap up season number 2 at Phoenix International Raceway. It's going to be a great 10 races ahead of us. Tonight, though, the Lady in Black, Darlington, South Carolina, is on tap. Let's go ahead and bring it in as qualifying is about to begin. Hope everybody out there is doing very, very well. Again, I am repeating, whether you're there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, IROC TV through your favorite Roku device, or Kick. Welcome, 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 welcome aboard. Let's get down, let's get dirty, see who's got the fastest time, who's going to have all that clean air on the nose of their Toyota, Ford, or Chevrolet to kick this race off. Let's go. All right, so let's get up with these guys right quick. We're going to clear the boards, and we're going to go ahead and bring our scoring pylon up. That way you can keep track with everybody. How about we kick off with driver 51 in this Pennzoil machine, talking about Andrew Wisdom. Andrew Wisdom is starting the playoffs, the top seed, based on all the points that he accumulated over the regular season, which big congratulations to Tom Harmon for being celebrated as the regular season champion for season number 2. We'll have to see how Tom Harmon does throughout the evening as well. But we're going green flag for qualifying. 51's going to be, or one of the top guys to beat. I was on a broadcast last night for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, and Mr. Wisdom and Jimmy Cocker decided to pop in and hang out for a while. Talked about the 51 and his chances. This guy is revered as a road course racer, and he has been lighting it up everywhere he goes. And as he comes across the start stripe so far, we'll have to see what his time is. But Tom Harmon in that number 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro does go to the top of the board. Oh, by the way, look at the board. Everybody right now that is involved in Season 2's playoffs, they are highlighted in IROC TV blue. So gonna have to get on up there and make sure that your name stays in that shade of blue all season long. And the 51 was bad fast in practice. So far, P2 in qualifying. Well, last week we talked about John Honeycutt and the number 30 Shaboom machine, that both of them really needed to perform and make up some points or keep some points ahead of the other. The 50 had to make his way in, and when it was all said and done, both the 50 and the 30 made their way into the playoffs. Talk about another guy that needs barely an introduction when it comes to playoff racing, James Holzer, as he goes to the top of the board. Looks like Brendan Book, he's out here in this 5 as well, kind of throwing it all kinds of slideways, and gonna do what he can to move on up the board. But right now, the top 5, Holzer, Harmon, Wisdom, Falliker, and Flitcroft, all 5 chasers to lead the way into this race. The 41 of Justin Mons and his Gamer Advantage Camaro right now sitting P6, as it looks like Brendan Book's going to slot in P number 5. The 07 of Luke Allen, he's got some new Mizuno colors on board of his Camaro. Right now, looks like his first lap was a 29.87, so we'll have to see what he's able to do to try to pick up the time. But right now, looks like Justin Mons was just deposed by the 333 of Mr. Byers, and the 07 is going to slot in P17. So far, Joseph Turley, Chuck Cody, Kevin Dallatorre, Dylan Robb, Philip Bridgman, Brian Pizzakemi, Jordan McGraw, and PJ O'Leary going to round out the 24-car field. Usually we'll see 1 or 2 pop in during qualifying. We'll have to see if that is the case this evening. But so far, just 24 drivers going to try to tackle the Lady in Black, so you can get away and do their best. So Holzer, Harmon, Wisdom, Falker, and Flitcroft the top 5. It looks like PJ O'Leary is going to go ahead and attempt his hand in his HendrickCars.com number 24 out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Going to go ahead and hit that blend cone. Come on up and try his hand. See if he can't slot in somewhere really, really well. Jeff Jones, the name you know out there in chat in the land of Facebook, says, "Let's go, Pete." Jeff, tonight it is all about these shake and bake iRacing Cup drivers and what they're going to be able to do against the Lady in Black. How many Darlington stripes you think we're going to see? Who's going to go ahead and grab the checkers? Is going to be a playoff driver, or is someone going to come on up and take that away? Combat B says, "What's going on, Pete?" Combat, another night, another great round of racing with the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series. 10 minutes now on the clock to allow them to come on out for 10 more minutes to see exactly what the grip is going to be like as we get further and further into this series. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at the weather for this evening, see exactly what these guys are going to have to tackle. Sim time is 5:30 p.m. Looks like air temp 82 degrees Fahrenheit, track temp 90 degrees, so not too shabby. When I was talking to some of these guys in pre-race, they said the track felt a little bit grippier than it did in the early part of the season. Tonight it seemed like there's just a little bit more grip, so they may be able to have a really, really great race. I'm looking forward to it all the way around. So again, Andrew Wisdom, he is coming into tonight's race as the points leader. Let's see if we can find Andrew right quick and surprise him with a quick interview. He's down there, it looks like in Nitro Motorsports. Let's pull him on up right quick, see if we can have a quick word with driver 51. Andrew, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that Pennzoil machine.
Hey there, Pete.
All right, Andrew. Everybody's looking at you, sir. You've had one hell of a season, 5 or 6 wins on the season. You come in tonight as a top seed at Darlington. You were very, very fast in practice, as I'll actually go ahead and bring up the practice times. You had Jimmy Cocker right behind you in that number 31. Tom Flickcroft was 3rd. John Honeycutt 4th. And Riley Rosenbrook was P5. Can you compare the track tonight and how it feels in that Pennzoil machine tonight versus what it was like a little bit earlier in the season? And then on to that, what are your predictions for this evening?
Yeah, it feels, I don't know, overall I'd say it's pretty comparable to how it was earlier in the year. I think it's going to be real loose. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a long run, it's probably going to start off pretty loose, and then it'll mellow out probably for just a little bit once we get heat in the tires, but then they're going to start wearing pretty bad. So it's probably going to be like a loose, tight, loose kind of thing, if we even get to tight at all. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It should be pretty similar. Long run's going to be key if we get one. Just trying not to run the tires off of it. There's just like so many little spots on the seam, or if you're in between lanes, or if you get the exit wrong, especially off of 2 or something, that you can start wrecking. So we'll see what happens. I think we're in pretty good shape tonight. I think overall, just I need to take advantage of that points cushion I have and not drive over my head and do something stupid trying to go for a win or whatever. We'll go for it if the opportunity arises, but some consistent finishes is what's going to get us through the next round. So doesn't matter how many races you win, beforehand, if you're going for another one, getting greedy and knock yourself out of the playoffs. So just going to try to keep it in one piece and see if we can get into the next round.
Talking about the next round, as I bring up the way that the schedule is laid out for everybody, Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. First off, tonight's race, getting ready for the playoffs. Everybody loves this series. The field is stacked from beginning to end, all the way through, all 40 cars, give or take, that are here almost every single week. Did you have to spend any additional time burning the midnight oil to get ready for this race to make sure that you advance over to the next week, or are you looking at Kansas or Bristol to be your moneymaker?
Yeah, I think Overall, I feel pretty good about Darlington and Kansas. I haven't really driven Bristol in this car, so I don't know how I'm going to fare there. But I think we're like plus 33 or something. So I think, as long as I can take advantage of the speed I know I have here and put together a solid race at Kansas, I'm hoping I'm going to have enough of a cushion. I don't really have to worry about Bristol and all the short track chaos. I don't really know what to expect out of Kansas, though. I haven't driven there in a long time either, actually. So we'll see what happens. I feel pretty good about it overall. Just like I said, just try to keep it in one piece, avoid accidents, don't start driving too hard, and I think we'll make it on through.
All right, Andrew, I won't ask for all your time. Thank you very much for spending some time with us this evening. I'll get you back on down to your Nitro Motorsports teammates. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up, and maybe we'll be talking to you again a little bit later.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we got him back on down with about 5 minutes left on the practice clock. As you can see, James Holzer in that number 17 race EPI South Park Chevrolet is on top of the boards, 29.31. Jimmy Cocker just 1/100th behind him. Brian Piskemi in that 78, just 2/100ths. Harmon 3/100ths. Rosenbrook 6/100ths. So you can see this is a very, very fast race. Justin Mons out there in the land of Twitch saying, have a great broadcast, Pete. Justin Mons in that number 41 machine, absolutely bat fast everywhere he goes as well. See if we can actually find him out there. No, he's actually on pit road right now. But yeah, Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol, the first round for the round of 16. Then we're going to cut 4 drivers, bring it on down to the round of 12, down to the round of 8, down to the round of 4 at Phoenix, or possibly an alternate track. We're still paying attention to that. And then finally, we're going to crown a Season 2 champion. Again, will we see James Holzer come across the start stripe, or will it be somebody new for season number 2? Last season, by this time he had about 9 wins in the bank, give or take. This season only 5, so definitely some stiffer competition this time around. All right, so let's catch up with some of these guys and their laps, see exactly what we got going on. And just as I say that, the one and only Jimmy Cocker has taken his Virginia Tech number 31 to the top of the boards, 29-21. Others right now on pit road. We're talking about the 78 before. Well, a brand new number, the 48 of Francis Hamilton in his Chevrolet. He's just gone up to P number 2. So again, Lady in Black, it favors some. James Holzer, we saw him on the top of the boards while we were talking to Andrew Wisdom. Well, here he is. He's been knocked down to P number 3. He's got the 36 to his outside, way up by the wall, and it looks like both, for the most part, able to come off the corner and not really have any big issue. Just as I say that, 36 gets a little squirrely loose and tags the wall just a tad. But in Darlington, we're not talking about tagging walls. We're talking about the Darlington stripe. Tom Harmon right now in this number 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro, sitting P6 in practice. And it's going to be a great race for him. It's going to be a great series for him. I'm actually going to go ahead and predict it now. Again, he was or is your Season 2 regular season champ. And he did it all mostly by pointing the field to death until it came down to the regular season race at Daytona International Raceway, where he scored the dub with a front end that I thought there was no way, no chance whatsoever that he'd be able to do that. But he got a little bit of a push at the right time. Yellow came out at the right time, and he was the one that went to victory lane. Riley Rosenbrook back here in this 86, right behind the 68 of Tom Harmon. Right now, Riley sitting P8, maybe riding in the tire tracks of the 68, just looking for a couple pointers. And if you're going to do that, why not do it off of somebody that's been very, very strong all season long? Back to P11, the one and only Jordan McGraw in his Team FTR Texas Tech Camaro. Right now, sitting P11. He's got the 333 of Jeff Byers right behind him on time. We got Jeff Byers down to P14. PJ O'Leary, we're keeping an eye on him at the end of qualifying. Right now, PJ O'Leary is sitting P17. 18th is going to be Joseph Turley out of Columbus, Georgia, in this A's number 13. Some call it an unlucky number. Some say it doesn't matter. It's all about the driver behind the wheel. Kevin Dallatore in this number 92. He's rocking the Penn State colors. Seeing a little bit of a theme going on here. But yeah, Kevin Dallatore right now sitting 21st with Philip Bridgman back here in the 18. And he's back with the Aerokinetics colors. And I'm kind of liking the racing stripes going down the middle of this car. Looking pretty good, looking pretty sporty. Even got the Home Depot logo going across the back. So a lot of these guys really getting out there and getting after it. Here's John Honeycutt from Orlando, Florida. Just got knocked down to P6 by Brody Falliker in the 1. The practice clock is down to 0. So we're going to go ahead and clear the boards. And let's get ready to grid them up. All right, so it looks like James Holzer, he's the man on the top. So picking up, could it be right where he leaves off when it's all said and done? Miss Weeks out there says, hey, Justin Mons. But yeah, Holzer in that 17 is going to start P1. Tom Harmon in that 68 is going to round out the front row. Andrew Wisdom, the guy coming into this with everything riding on him, sitting P3. Brody Falliker in the 1, sitting P number 4. P5, Tom Flickeroff, Tom Flitty in that number 8 with Jimmy Cocker in that 31. Got very, very close to getting it done before. Let's see if we can take up one more spot. Jeff Byers in that 333, sitting lucky number 7th. Justin Mons in that 41, sitting 8th to round out row number 4. Row 5, John Honeycutt in that Melody Woodworks Team FTR number 50 with Francis Hamilton to his outside. To round out the top 6, Cody Kalinka in that Nationwide number 79. We'll see if Nationwide is on his side because he's definitely had some a very, very rough go of it this season so far, but he's in the chase. Brendan Book in that 5 is going to round out the top 12. Let's continue to roll through the rest of the field, shall we? 13th, going to be Jose Ruiz in that Team FTR number 23. Riley Rosenbrook to round out row number 7 in the 86. Andrew Sanford in 37, P15. P16, that Shaboom machine for Ryan McCall in the 30. Luke Allen in that 07, sitting 17th. Andrew Zappi to his outside to round out row number 9. Row 10, Jordan McGraw in that Team FTR number 34. PJ O'Leary in the 2-4 to his outside, starting 20th. Row number 11, Joseph Turley in that what could be an unlucky 13, but I doubt it. Philip Bridgman in the 18 to his outside in 22nd. 23rd, Brian Pizzakemi in the 78 with Dylan Robb to round out row number 12. And that is going to be our entire field. You see the lights atop the pace car are out. We're going to go ahead and bring up everything that you're going to need to keep up with this field all evening long. Let's bring it on over to Barney. As you can see, the green flag is up. We're going to go ahead and bring up your tower. Let's go racing.
Green, green, green.
Looks like coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be the 17 in that race EPI South Park Camaro, who's going to come across and lead a lap. Again, very, very instrumental. And Holzer, you know, while he's got quite a few wins on the season as well, starting to blink out just a tad, he is actually not up with the 51 and with Ryan Crooks and a couple others. He's still trying to race out of that point deficit that he got at the very, very beginning of the season. And as you can see, a lot of cars getting very, very spread out. Let's go ahead and drop back to about mid-pack with Jose Ruiz sitting 13th. And as you can see, just a long conga line of cars around this egg-shaped 1 mile oval in Darlington, South Carolina. Miss Week says, woohoo, let's go AWG, and Justin Mons, again, catching up with the 41 of Justin Mons right now. Mons currently sitting P6, already up 2 spots and doing one hell of a job. Again, he's got the gamer advantage on the back and the hood on McCody Setup Shops down the quarter panels on the right and left side. Justin Mons again sitting P6 after starting 8th. That went ahead and put Tom Flitcroft back 2 spots in his Mountain Dew machine. Flitcroft here by virtue of 2 wins, one at Daytona to kick off season number 2, and the second at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So very, very stout season for this number 8. Looking forward to seeing what he's capable of doing here in the playoffs to try to get it done. Again, big welcome to everybody that's out there, whether it's on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, IROC TV, or through Kick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget, if you go on up and you smash that subscribe button on Twitch, there are no commercials whatsoever. On YouTube, go ahead and smash the subscribe as well. If you're looking for the broadcast over on Roku, go on over to the streamer section of your setup guide and search out iRock TV. It's the logo that you see down there underneath the scoring pylon, and all broadcast there, whether live, re-air, and whether it's a POV, club, community, or league broadcast, if it's a podcast, whatever it is, everything there broadcast in beautiful 4K, and couldn't look better. So again, big welcome to everybody. Talking about everybody, look at your scoring pylon. Everybody that is part of the actual chase is highlighted in our full sponsors colors. Talking about iRock TV, as you see there in the top right-hand side. Big thank you to Brian Rick for picking up the full season of Shake and Bake and footing all of the bills for broadcast, for prizes, and for everything else. So big thank you to Brian Rick from iRock TV and Spartan Transportation LLC. All right, so let's do a little bit more searching around the field, shall we? That 8 definitely looking very strong. No real big movements or wiggles out of that Camaro. Up front, though, still James Holzer, and just as I say that, the man goes purple, putting down a time of 29:41, so going to Plaid. You think by now he might be starting to slow down just a tad? Nope, Holzer's got his foot down and really trying to take as much time as he can, while the tires are still somewhat good, to gap the 51 of Andrew Wisdom. But Andrew, he's coming. Tom Harmon, after starting on outside pole, right now sitting P3. The 51 of Andrew Wisdom just getting closer and closer. By now, you can imagine that that Holzer's probably hearing that Jaws music. Just as I say that, 51 went on up and tagged the outside wall. Let's see if we could take a look at the right side and see if he's got any damage from that contact. Might see a little bit of separation between the front quarter panel. No, it's actually just the paint. No issue there. Right rear, a little bit of scrapage, not too bad. It looks like the wheel well is all in one piece, as that camera did not do what I told it to do. It's going beyond the wall. Why not? Tom's Paris says, hey Pete, go Tom. Absolutely. Flitcroft right now down 2, sitting P7 after starting in the 5th position. Good to see y'all out there again, Flitcrofts. Always great to see you out there. Right now, top 5 in the running order: Holzer, Wisdom, Harmon, Falliker, and Cocker. Every single one of them in the chase. The 41 of Justin Mons not in the chase, breaking up that chase party, sitting in P6. Flitcroft in 7th, Honeycutt in 8th, Hamilton in 10th. So that's what we got. 8 chasers inside the top 10 right now. Here is that 48 in his Tigers machine for Francis Hamilton. Again, rounding out the top 10. If we take a look from his backside, you can definitely see even more cars right around him. Cody Kalinka, and he's got some. He had a challenger to the inside. There's a 5 of Brendan Book. Again, I mentioned before, Kalinka, he actually did make it into the chase in this 79 nationwide machine, sitting 12th. Ruiz right behind him, as well as the 30 of Ryan McCall. Mr. McGraw down to P15, I believe. Yep, down to P15. PJ O'Leary right behind the 17 of Andrew Zappi in P17. P18 is going to be Brian Pizzakemi. And Luke Allen got a little bit of a challenge here by the 333 Pantera machine. Did he throw it in too much? Looks like nope. He was able to come on up, tap the brake just a tad, maybe get that front end to set, get it around the corner, and moving on. But yeah, that is all the way down to your guy in 20th. Looks like 21st going to be Andrew Sanford, or Sanny, as a lot of people like to call him, sitting 21st. 22nd is going to be the 92 Penn State Camaro for Kevin Dallatorre. Joseph Turley right behind him in this number 13 A's machine. Philip Bridgman, the lone Canadian, is Aerokinetics number 18. Looks like Chuck Cody and Dylan Robb unable to continue. Looks like that 36 has had some issues, right along with Dylan Robb in his number 16. Looks like he actually missed the race because he has not turned a single lap. Still just sitting there on the looks like caution's gonna fly. Luke Allen in that 07. Looks like he's gonna have something to do with this. So far, I don't see where he has collected anybody else. But let's go on back, find out what happened with this 07 Mizuno machine, and come on back. Let's go. All right, so you see 37 underneath him. Let's switch this up just a tad, and let's play this out. Actually, let's rewind this a tad first, and then we'll play it out. All right, let's go ahead. All right, 37 coming up on the inside. So far, plenty of room. 07 up high. Looks like 30. Oh, hard shot. 37 starting to get a little loose. Was trying to check up or maybe chase it up the hill. And the 07 was just there. I'm not quite sure what happened. But let's go on back one more time and check in. So that's gonna be the 37 of Andrew Sanford down low. Let's actually ride on board into the cockpit with Andrew Sanford and play this again. Yeah, he's backpedaling. Ugh! Hard shot to the outside wall. A lot of damage again. No fast repairs for these drivers. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. 07 is going to come on down in these tanks. That damage, I don't think it's going to be very much to the 07, but 37 I'm sure has plenty. 37 so far looks like he's going to stay out. James Holzer decided to come on in. So let's see if we can get one more chat or one more conversation with the 51. He should be down there in Nitro Esports if I remember correctly. Let's see if we can find him right quick. There he is. And we'll go ahead and bring him on up. Andrew, it is repeat up in the booth, bud. One more time. You got a copy in that Pennzoil 5-1.
Maybe.
All right, bud. So we talked to you in pre-race. Here you are now. You were second right behind Holzer. He decided to go ahead and go on down pit road. You were pretty much just staying right there with him. Really didn't see any big movements. How is that Ford handling, and what do you think of the race so far, 20 laps in?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's definitely already starting to get on the looser side. I was hoping a few more cars would stay out there, but I just I don't know. I've thought about just basically following Holzer and doing whatever he does for this race, but I think I'd rather have that extra set at the end just in case. So we'll see what we can do here on the older tires. The heat cycle will probably help us out just a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. I think we'll be okay long run here. But yeah, just saving tires to the end, and hopefully we can keep up with the track.
How big of a difference do you think the clean air on the hood of that Ford Mustang GT is going to be versus riding behind the 17 of Holzer?
I'm hoping it'll help a bit and give me a little more freedom to move around the track however I want to. I probably won't have it for too long if he comes tearing through the field real fast, though. But definitely try to take advantage of it while we can and try to make the best of it.
All right, buddy. Looks like the top 6 decided to stay on out with you. I'll get you back down to your Nitro Motorsports teammates one more time. Good luck again. Keep the shiny side up, and love talking to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. All right, so back on down to Nitro Motorsports one more time. Wisdom, Falliker, Cocker, Mons, Rosenbrook, and Jordan McGraw in that Team FTR number 34 all decided to stay out. Tom Harmon was actually able to beat the 17 of Holzer off pit road, right along with Brendan Book. Holzer is going to be the third one on newest tires as we start to see them all stack up. So one more time, good luck to Andrew Wisdom out of St. Louis, Missouri. All right, let's go ahead and widen that on out and get ready to go back green here from Darlington. Off of turn number 2, down the backstretch, everybody back double file. You saw during that first run of about 20 laps that it got single file relatively quickly. This is a track where that definitely tends to happen, where your passes are pretty much made when somebody else messes up either by tagging the wall or they've used up their tires too much and are having to back it down just a little bit more than you are. All right, let's go ahead and bring it on back to Barney. He's got the green flag up, waiting for that green flag to wave so these guys can go back full throttle.
Green flag, green flag.
Let's go. All right, so it looks like Andrew Wisdom is going to be able to go on up and lead a point. Tying as far as points go, gained this evening to the 17 of Holzer. Just have to see how many laps he can get on up there and continue to lead. Let's go on back and check in with Holzer as he gets on by the 68 of Tom Harmon and his Avril Lavigne Camaro. So again, now the 17, he is the first running guy out there after coming in on lap 19 with 4 brand new Eagle Feel Good. So he's feeling pretty good right now. Feeling a little bit like Superman. He's going to try to work his way on through the field. But one thing is, when you're coming up on new tires and you're seeing some of the guys in front of you, they're a little bit slower, you have to choose your lines a little bit more carefully. They're going to check up before you getting into the corner, just like the one right there Brody Falliker did. You know that the 17 carrying a whole lot more speed than he was, but had to check up, make sure he didn't get into the back end of that FIWB machine. Now he's behind the 41 of Justin Mons as the top 2. Andrew Wisdom, Jimmy Cocker trying to check out, trying to gain as much track position as they can. Brody Falliker getting a little loose, able to save it. 41 of Justin Mons has completely disappeared. Not quite sure what's going on with him or where he may reappear, but so far that's going to play havoc with some of these other guys a little bit further back in the field, and does not look like Justin Mons has reappeared. He may have actually just AFK'd or disappeared, might have dropped signal, whatever it may be, but that definitely throws the drivers that are right behind him off just a little bit. All right, back with Andrew Wisdom at the front. Jimmy Cocker sitting P number 2 looking behind from this Camaro. You see that 17 of Holzer right behind. Tom Flitcroft in that number 8 Amp Energy machine, chugging along right with Mountain Dew sitting P number 4. Tom Harmon right behind him. And as you can see, like I was mentioning before, everybody very much single file. Brendan Book, Brody Paliker, and Cody Kalinka all in this little group. Looks like the 5 able to get ahead of the 79. There's the 50 of John Honeycutt right ahead of him, kind of keeping in the tracks of the 34 Jordan McGraw for P6. How about Holzer? Mentioned earlier that he had gone to Plaid, putting down the fastest lap of the race. Well, ladies and gents, just did it again, and he has caught the top 2. He's going to go ahead and take a look low and see if he can't make this pass happen for P2. 31 Virginia Tech machine for Jimmy Cocker. He's got to try to keep that thing out of the wall. This is going to be a battle. James Holzer looking ahead. Now up by the wall. Looking behind. 51's now in the rear view. So Andrew Wisdom is able to lead 10 laps while Holzer really just stormed his way on through the field to retake the lead. Jimmy Cocker right now sitting in 3rd, and this is looking from his nose at the number 51. Now Cocker just needs to stay in the tire tracks. I mentioned earlier that Jimmy Cocker did very, very well at Darlington earlier in the season. I think he said that he finished 2nd that evening, but I was unfortunately unable to broadcast that race. He said, Pete, other than Daytona during his season 1 win, I have not been around to broadcast any of what would have been his podium finishes. Well, I guess I owe him one tonight so far. Looking pretty good for this number 31. All right, Tom Flitcroft again right now sitting P4, up 1 spot after starting 5th, and he's got a good little gap back to Tom Harmon. Look, about a 1.7 second gap back to the 68. And then John Honeycutt right now up 3 spots, sitting in 6th, doing all right in that Melody Woodworks Team FTR number 50. Definitely Camaro looking really, really good. Justin Mons out there in Twitch saying PC shut off for no reason. So aggravated. Man, Justin, I am sorry to hear that, but hey, man, you're definitely welcome to hang out, and these guys I'm sure will battle hard, and make you proud for the kind of show that they're able to put on. Battle right now for P number 5. Honeycutt is going to go ahead and take it. That's going to move Tom Harmon back 1 to P number 6. Jordan McGraw back here in the number 34 Texas Tech Camaro sitting 7th. And how about J-Mac up 12 spots to P number 7. Right now he is the biggest mover of the evening very, very early. So we'll have to see how J-Mac does for the rest of the evening. J-Mac is the 7th straight runner inside of the playoffs. Out of the top 9, only the 333 of Byers sitting 10th is not a playoff driver. Miss Week says, Justin Mons, I was worried it was a storm power loss. Yeah, speaking of storms, definitely feeling. I know Florida is about to get hammered, especially if you live on the Gulf side, the eastern seaboard, right around Melbourne and all that. I don't know exactly what they're supposed to get, but down south, I definitely feel you kind of getting pounded by a couple storms, very, very possibly in the foreseeable future. Up here in the Carolinas, we're getting a whole lot of rain from a storm that's going up the coast. Hopefully it's not going to get too bad here. Definitely hope not. Yep, it says he's going to be getting hit Wednesday afternoon or evening. I feel you, sir. I feel you. All right, so let's kind of move around the field a little bit, catch up with a few more, and see just how this all sorts itself out. Yep, this week's I am about 45 minutes north of Raleigh, very, very small town called Oxford. Just underneath Henderson, about 30 minutes from the Virginia line. Let's go back with Brian Pizzichemi in that number 78 right now, sitting 18th in his TWRS Camaro. Right in front of him is going to be Francis Hamilton in that 48. And these guys pretty much nose to tail. The last running driver in the playoffs, this guy right here, Andrew Sanford, is going to tag that outside wall and do a little bit more damage to that that guy that already looks scared on the hood and on the quarter panels of that Camaro. Definitely looks like that car is very, very ill handling, just basically trying to hold on. Something tells me if we jump into the cockpit with this guy, he is probably steering left, steering right, steering all over the place as he continues to try to catch this car. And also at the same time running a little loose. You see him have to turn back to the right. And this will not be Andrew Sanford's best finish of the season. But hey, you never know what may happen. There could be a wreck a little bit later on, and just because if he completes all the laps, you may just gain points just for that alone. And just as I say that, looking ahead, I believe that was the 17 of James Holzer that just went flying on by. If we take a look off the back deck lid, I should say. There we go. There is that 37 right behind, and this is the lead that Holzer has now over Tom Flitcroft. How about it? Tom right now sitting in P number 2 in this Mountain Dew machine. Looks like Andrew Wisdom might have had a little bit of an issue. Meyer now back in P4. Jimmy Cocker right now still sitting in P3 and doing his thing. I know exactly where Fuquay Varina is, Miss Weeks. I'm glad you're out there. All right, so what do you say we ride on board with Holzer for a lap or two, and then we'll move around the field just a tad. If you got a TV that's got a good sound to it, go ahead and crank it up. Go ahead and turn on and crank up that sound bar as well. Let's take a couple laps with Holzer and around the field. Let's go ahead, crank it up. Ooh, watching that 51 catch, and saw a little bit of trouble there between the 50 of Honeycutt and 37 of Andrew Sanford. Sanford just very, very slow. Honeycutt just a little bit quicker, and made some light contact to the back end of that 37. Sent Andrew Sanford down pit road for 4 brand new Eagle Field Goods. I guess he couldn't stay out anymore. He's just going to be coming up on the rest of the field. As you see, Andrew just now coming off of pit road, and that's going to go ahead and put him at least 1 lap down. Actually, he's now 3 laps down after being lapped on track. So again, Andrew Sanford not having the night that he wanted, sitting 23rd, 3 laps down here at Darlington. Lady in Black proving to be a little too tough to tame for driver 37. All right, back up front, of course, you saw that Holzer was able to get on by. So did Tom Flickeroff, Jimmy Cocker, John Honeycutt, and Andrew Wisdom. Tom Harmon right now back to P6, down 4 spots. 51 getting a little slideways. That's going to make the 68 do a little bit of evasive maneuvering. And 68's going to go ahead and take that spot. 51, don't forget, he is yet to come on down pit road. So we'll have to see exactly what he's going to be able to do sitting in P6. So far, so good. I mean, he stayed out when everybody else came in on lap 19. Right along with Jimmy Cocker. Jimmy Cocker able to keep with P3. He has not lost as much time as the 51. 51 just looks like he's getting a little looser than the 31 of Jimmy Cocker. So let's actually ride on with Jimmy, see how this number 31 Virginia Tech Camaro is handling on and off the corner. And also, we also heard the 17 of Holzer doing quite a bit of shifting. Let's ride along with the 31, see if he's having to do the same thing as he chases it up and off the corner, down the backstretch, heading into turn 3. Right now, you can see on his dash, he's in 4th gear, coming across the start stripe, and just staying in 4th. So there you go, different drivers with different skill sets. James Holzer, or I shouldn't say skill sets, different strategies. Here's Holzer. You also see on his dash right now in 4th. And in 5th, just before getting into turn 1. All the way through, looks like all the way through the center of 1, down to the exit of 1, still staying in 5th gear. So I'm going to guess that it's just turns 3 and 4 where he goes on down to 4th. There you go. All right, so yeah, 4th gear all the way through. Again, into turns 3 and 4. I said 3 and 4 before. That was 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, way up into 5th gear. And coming off. That car is absolutely a handful as he's sawing that wheel left to right and back. All right. Let's go ahead and move around just a little bit, catch up with some more drivers. Let's check out the back of the field just a little. How about Brian Pizzakemi sitting in 16th, up 7 spots. He's got Francis Hamilton right up his backside in that number 48 Tigers machine, looking and doing pretty good. No real issues coming off the corner. Behind them, you got Luke Allen in this Mizuno 07. Luke had a little bit of an issue earlier. One of the reasons for caution number 1, and so far the one and only caution so far this evening. And again, if you just joined, this is the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series live from the Lady in Black. This is the first race in the round of 16 for these Cup drivers. Darlington is playing host tonight. We'll go ahead and bring up what the rest of the schedule looks like for you. Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. Texas, Talladega, Charlotte Roval, Las Vegas, Homestead, Miami, and then Martinsville. And then we're going to round out the season in Phoenix to crown our Season 2 champion. So there's your upcoming schedule. There's all your chase drivers. Let's go. battle here between the 13 and the 48. 13 on the inside. 48 is going to go ahead and let him go. One thing that a lot of people at Darlington do not like to do, ride side by side. With how tight these corners can be, not a lot of people are willing to go side by side. They'd rather give you the spot and stay out of the wall that the 48 just put himself into just a tad. Let's go ahead and take a look at the right side of that 48, see if he's got any real damage or if it may just be cosmetic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the right front fender, looking pretty good. Right rear, all about the same. So no issue there. And I think I said it was a 48, and we're looking at the 07 there. There's the 48 Tigers machine. So yeah, a little bit more scrapage down the right rear. Looks like the right front, not so bad though. So a little bit more of a Darlington stripe than any kind of real issue, as the 48 very, very close to that outside wall. Still painted in the old Winston red and white colors from back in the day. Ladies and gents, how about this guy right here? Tom Flitcroft in this Mountain Dew machine, now up to P number 2 and continuing to try to climb. Right now, he's a good 12 seconds behind James Holzer. Holzer is so far has absolutely set sail after coming in on lap 19 for those 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Was able to make up just a few spots. Got into the lead. Keeping the lead, I should say, after the start, as it looks like we've got some coming on down pit road, and others deciding to stay out. But speaking of your leader, here is the 17 of Holzer. He's got the 48 right ahead of him. He's going to go ahead and put him a lap down. So not the evening that the 48 of Francis Hamilton wanted. That's only 1 lap down. If the caution should happen to fly anytime soon, he would be the first one to go ahead and get that lap back. You see that 48 wiggle just a little bit coming off turn 4 across the start stripe, working lap 63, getting closer and closer to that 100 to go mark, about to crack that century code and get into the second half of this race shortly thereafter. But James Holzer continuing to lead and showing that he wants this championship, and he realizes the hole that he's got to dig himself out of for these next 10 races. So far, very, very strong. Tom Flitcroft, as I mentioned just a little bit ago, from upstate New York, and from Henderson, New York, that is. His logo every single race, probably gonna crash. Tom Flitcroft has absolutely grown as a driver here in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series between Season 1 and Season 2 and all season long. Nowhere near the amount of issues that he had in Season 1. And as you can tell here at Darlington, he brought a piece to really try to contend this evening. Not a bad way to show that you can not only get it done on super speedways, but you could be a force to be reckoned with even at one of the oldest tracks that's left on the NASCAR circuit. I believe the only other one that's left is the Martinsville Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia, which we'll see later on this season. All right, third right now, Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 31. He's still ahead of John Honeycutt, who sits 4th, up 5 spots. Jimmy Cocker up 3, sitting 3rd. And you just saw that Mountain Dew machine in on the left-hand side of the screen. So both of these guys trying to catch on up to Tom, but all they've got to do is play nice and keep on moving. They don't have to try to pass or anything just yet. It's still very, very early. And just as I say that, 31, he's going to go ahead and pull on down. Saw that the 50 of Honeycutt was there. No sense in doing it in the corner. Make it happen on the straightaways getting into the corner. All right, so Tom Harmon back here in this number 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro. Right now sitting 5th, down 3. But still a great showing for this Camaro. I tell you, this guy had a phenomenal season. I believe he picked up the regular season points lead about race 6 or race 7, if I'm not mistaken, and he never, ever let it go. He went on to be the regular season champion, not only on points, but he grabbed the Daytona checkered flag to end the regular season. So, hey, if you're going to be a regular season champ, why not go ahead and put a big old stamp on it? And he went full send at Daytona. Excuse me. Went full send at Daytona. I need a drink here. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So Jordan McGraw a little bit further back in this Team FTR number 34. Jordan McGraw right now up 12 spots. I mentioned earlier when he was up about 11. So he's moved up from P8 to P7. That put this guy right here, Cody Kalinka, in this number 79, back to 8th. Still up 3 spots from where he started. Brendan Book's going to be 9th. And he's got a mirror full of the one in Brody Falliker, and really getting after it. Brody Falliker down 6, but giving this 5 fits. They're going to go in side by side off the corner. 5's going to be able to keep the machine off the wall. 1's got the momentum. He's got the line. 5's going to go ahead and let it go. Again, they don't want to race side by side into and off these corners. See the 92 with Kevin Dallatore down on the bottom. He's just now coming off of pit road. So that's going to put the 5 of Brendan Book back to P10, and that was through the field from 1st through 10th. Tom's parent says, another great broadcast. Thanks, Pete. Thank you, Flickcroft. Definitely appreciate it. And I know Tom appreciates it as well. Every time y'all come out to cheer him on tonight, this guy is absolutely doing a great job. 13.5 seconds behind the leader. But for Tom to have started in 5th and on up to 2nd, that just goes to show that he's got a lot of speed in this Mountain Dew machine. And if we should get racked and stacked back up under caution, he might just have a thing for Holzer. I mentioned just a moment ago, it's 13.5. Well, he's got that down to 13 seconds even. As you can see, they're on the scoring pylon. Again, on that scoring pylon, in case you haven't already noticed, everybody that's out there in IROC Blue is part of your Championship 16 here from the Lady in Black. They've also got the banners going across the windshield to signal that they are a playoff contender as well. Looks like 17 coming up on some lap traffic. We just mentioned that the 5 of Brendan Book was inside the top 10. You see the 2-4 right there as well. That is P12. So that is the kind of pace that the 17 of Holzer's has going. He just put PJ O'Leary sitting 12th, 1 lap down. So everybody inside the top 11 now on the lead lap. And we're talking out of 26 drivers. So the 17 in this South Park Race EPI Camaro, he's bat fast. Behind him, a little bit of a battle. You see, whoa, one down on the apron. So it all happened behind these guys. That was all within the lap traffic that almost got really, really bad. Looks like Andrew Zappi just recently had a problem. Let's find out what happened. Here's Andrew in this number 89. Looks like he's got the 50 of John Honeycutt right behind him. He's going to try to hold on, really locking it down. Does he keep it off the wall? Yes, he did. Great job by the 89 to keep it off the wall and no damage to that machine. Great job, Andrew. Wow. Hell of a save. Backwards and all. Jacob NASCAR out there in the land of Twitch says, I will be back next week. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Jimmy Cocker is 16 plus seconds behind, right along with Jose Ruiz, who's not too far behind him in his Team FTR number 23. Jose Ruiz right now sitting P5, up 8 spots. So how about this? Team FTR right now sitting 3rd, sitting 5th, and sitting 7th. One hell of an opening race for Team FTR, Team Frozen Toes Racing. I know Frozen up there in the admin tower, right along with Jeremy Tiesler, has got to be grinning from ear to ear and laughing it up, having a great time seeing her cars having one hell of a race. As we got a battle going into the corner, this is going into turns 3 and 4. 23 of Jose, he's going to go ahead and take that spot and put him up 9 to sit P4, right behind his Team FTR teammate and the 50 of John Honeycutt. Wow. You can see Honeycutt a little bit further up as he's at the center of the corner. Honeycutt's going and exiting rather. Here's from Jordan McGraw and his Texas Tech number 34 coming off the corner, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 right now. Really entering low, staying somewhat very, very close to that bottom line, getting back in the throttle and just taking care of his Camaro all the way through. Jacob NASCAR says, don't have the funding to run this race. Team kind of letting you down, Jacob. Sorry to hear that, buddy. But we'll definitely see you next week. I believe I said Kansas earlier, and why not? I'll show everybody again what this round looks like. So yeah, it's Darlington, Kansas, and then Bristol, as it looks like we've got green flag pit stops going on. 34, he's going to go ahead and bring it in right now. So 80 laps. Let me see. The last time he was on pit road was lap 19. So Jordan McGraw up a total of 12 spots, was still running in 7th right there. And great job by him. Let's go back. What about the 51 of Andrew Wisdom? Looks like Andrew came in on lap 66 finally. So that just goes to show what he's been able to do. But look at all the track position that he's going to gain when everybody that stayed out comes on in. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I mentioned Jordan McGraw. He's on pit road. Brody Falliker is on pit road. Looks like so far that is going to be it. Holzer still out here after coming in on lap 19. He's going to go ahead and tag the wall just ever so slightly. Now he's got the number 30 Shaboom machine for Ryan McCall right behind him. That went ahead and put McCall down 1 lap. So that is now, he has got up to P7. I'm sorry, everybody up to P6 on the lead lap. 26 seconds back is the one and only Cody Kalinka in that nationwide Camaro. And if we take a look from the rear deck lid from Cody, I'm wondering if we don't see that 17 coming up sometime soon. These guys are turning 30-second laps right now, turning mid-29 second laps when we're talking about qualifying or fastest laps. So it's not going to be long before Cody sees that 17 Race EPI Camaro in his rear view. Just like that, Holzer coming off the corner as Kalinka was going across the start stripe. So getting closer and closer. After Kalinka is lapped, if it comes to that, that would then put Tom Harmon in that 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro sitting P5 to be the next one. But yeah, Holzer absolutely running this thing on rails as he continues to blink just a tad. Not as much as he was before, but still doing his thing. Don't forget, Holzer, he did come in on lap 19 right along with everybody else all the way through Francis Hamilton, which sits in 12th right now, already a lap down. O'Leary a lap down. Allen a lap down. Brendan Book a lap down. Byers a lap down. Hamilton a lap down. And so many others. Then there's also several that are 2 laps down, like McGraw, Falliker, Rosenbrook, Bridgman, Dallatorre, Pizzicemi. He's 3 laps down. So just the tear that the 17 has been on, absolutely phenomenal. Honeycutt sitting third. He's able to, once he got by the 31 for Jimmy Cocker, he's able to run down the 8 of Tom Flitcroft, and the 50 really trying to make some moves. The 23 of Jose Ruiz, he's also sitting here. You can see that what could be a battle for second place sometime very, very soon. They're only 0.3 apart. Let's kind of get back up there and see how this plays out. You're going to see them kind of nose to tail. 50 getting a little bit of slideways coming off of the corner. Jacob NASCAR saying a lot of tire wear off, no doubt. You see Tom Flitcroft down on the low line, 50 way up by the wall. Going to try to gain a little bit of momentum if he can. That side of the track can be very, very hard to do that. That's actually the very narrow part of the track. The turn is a whole lot sharper. Here he is, though. Now we're going to get into right back into that side of the track yet again. Again, it only takes 30 seconds to get around this mile-long egg-shaped oval in Darlington, South Carolina. That's the gap in real time. Jose Ruiz back here just a little bit further as kind of keeping up with people that are pitting. It looks like Philip Bridgman. He's in with his Aerokinetics machine. Andrew Zappi in the 89 after a great spin, but it was able to save it. Looks like he's taking that AMR machine back to the pits. We'll have to see. Right now, it's not showing one way or the other. But here comes Philip Bridgman off of pit road in that 18. Looks like Brendan Book, he's going to bring his number 5 Camaro to the attention of his pits. And there goes the right side being jacked up. Left side will be next, all the while getting it full of fuel to get on back out there. And I don't believe from here on out they can make it, or if they can, it's going to be very, very close. Looks like Luke Allen in that 07 Mizuno machine. He's also going to come on down pit road. This Camaro actually looking really, really clean as the 89 AMR machine is still on pit road. So I'm going to guess the 89 said, not tonight. Ryan McCall is going to bring his number 30 Shaboom car down pit road also to the attention of his crew. So it looks like we're going to start to see more and more people coming on down for 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Go ahead and top it off with that Sunoco E15 fuel and get right back after it. There goes the 48 of Francis Hamilton on pit road. Like I mentioned, Luke Allen's on pit road. And it's only going to be a matter of time before Holzer, Honeycutt, Flitcroft, Ruiz, Harmon, Kalinka, PJ O'Leary, Jeff Byers, Andrew Wisdom, and company come on down. And just as I say PJ O'Leary, there he goes. He's going to bring his HendrickCars.com number 24 to the attention of the crew. A lot of separation now, as you can see by that track map on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and everybody just trying to get the most that they can while they can. But I'm still very, very interested to find out what's going to happen with this guy right here, Andrew Wisdom. He is, I want to say he's one lap down, just as he passed at 333 of Byers on pit road. Andrew Wisdom is the first car 1 lap down. So if the caution should happen to fly, if somebody has an issue or makes a mistake getting on or off of pit road, he will be the one to capitalize. But don't forget, he's also been out there since lap 66 on those tires. So he's built up a distance between himself and some of the other guys in the field. So once Flitcroft, Honeycutt, Holzer, Ruiz, Harmon, and Kalinka come on down pit road, he should have a really, really nice gap on the rest of the field because he's had newer tires since lap 66. Behind him, Jimmy Cocker in that 78, sitting P8. He last came on down pit road on lap 78. Jordan McGraw on 80. These are all guys that we caught just a little bit later on. Brody Falker came down on lap 80. Rosenbrook came down on 76. Ryan McCall came on 91. Luke Allen on 89. A lot of these guys are going to get their lap back whenever Holzer, Honeycutt, Flitcroft, and others decide to pit. And just as I say that, here comes Holzer locking it up right at the line to woe that thing down to pit road speed. And to 50, he's coming down pit road also. 50 of Honeycutt bringing in. Flitcroft, he's going to go ahead and bring it in. Does Jose Ruiz surrender? No, he's not. Jose Ruiz, he's actually going to stay out to lead a lap and gain a point. Good job by Jose, so I'm sure he'll be in next time after last pitting on lap 19. So this will be close to the end of everybody that came down on lap 19. The only one that's still out there, this guy right here, Mr. Kalinka, in that nationwide number 79. He wants a point for leading a lap also. Don't forget, he is part of the chase. So Kalinka, he sent out a tweet not too long ago saying he met his season goal just to make the top 16. Wherever it goes from here, that's all gravy. Jose Ruiz still out here as he comes off of turns 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and ride along with him, see if he decides to bring it on down pit road this time. Yes, he is. Going to guide his way very, very gently on that apron. Ever so soft. Don't want to speed this car right now. Very, very loose. Down to pit road speed. Second gear, first gear. Let it go. Looks like Cody Kalinka, he's also going to come on down pit road in that nationwide machine. Grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Go ahead and top it off. Almost getting a little loose. Second gear. Looks like he's going to ride that all the way to his pits. And now this will be the telltale of what happens. Oh, and just as I say that, it looks like Holzer is actually going to be able to stay ahead of the 51 because of the gap that he had going all the way around. So yeah, while Andrew Wisdom is back on the lead lap, he still fell behind James Holzer, at least temporarily. Let's go back with that and see if we can find out how that pass happened. All right, so let's jump on board with the chase cam. How was this set up? This is from the 17 looking ahead at the 51. Let's play it. 51 just getting really tight. Knows that the 17 is fast on brand new tires. Just going to go ahead and move on up, get out of the way. And we'll have to see how this plays into Wisdom's strategy of staying out earlier because he'll have newer tires a little bit later on. He last came down on lap 66. Let's see how this plays out. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. The 07 behind the 51, that is not a battle for position. Next guy is Jimmy Cocker. He's 3+ seconds back behind Andrew Wisdom. Behind Jimmy Cocker is going to be the 34 of Jordan McGraw, the 1 of Brody Falker, 50 of Honeycutt, 8 of Flitcroft, 68 of Harmon, 23 of Ruiz, and then Riley Rosenbrook in the 86 sitting P10. He's now the first car 1 lap down. Starting to see the sun set more and more. Let's go ahead and bring up our weather, see what we're looking at here. Looks like the track temp has come down a couple of degrees, down to 87. Air temp down to 81. That's also come on down just a tad. Looks like 36. He's going to go ahead and pull down towards pit road. But sim time right around almost 7 p.m. So we've got, 61 laps to go. Have to see if we actually finish this in the day or if the lights around this famed 1 mile oval in Darlington, South Carolina. We'll have to see if those lights start to come up. Will this be a true transition race? Looks like that is the 23 or the 23rd place car on pit road. I think that was Cody Kalinka. Here he is. No, actually, that was Chuck Cody that was on pit road, not Cody Kalinka. The last time Cody was on pit road was lap 99. All right, let's kind of move through the field, see if we can find any action going on. We'll definitely keep things going and keep an eye out for any kind of action that happens here at Darlington. All right, let's move around a little bit. Starting off with James Holzer, a good 7 seconds back to Andrew Wisdom. Looks like right now maybe a little bit of a battle between John Honeycutt and Tom Flitcroft. These roles absolutely reversed. The 50 was trying to get on by earlier. Well, now it's the 8 of Flitcroft trying to get on by the 50, and this battle absolutely looming. Both guys, you could absolutely see the difference in speed between what they had before on those very, very old tires and these new tires since they were last in on lap 97. So only out on these tires for 12 laps now, and both showed earlier that they're very, very good in the long run. If they can keep that going and keep the pace, they may be up there quite a few more before it's all said and done. All right, let's keep on looking. How about this battle back here between Brendan Book and the 07 for Luke Allen? Right now, Book has the spot. Luke Allen just a mere 3/10 behind the 5. So not a big gap at all. If the 5 was to go into the corner just a little heavy, as you see the 30 of Ryan McCall getting pretty close to that. But all in all, right now doing pretty well. Let's keep on looking around just a tad. How about Francis Hamilton and Brian Pizzakemi back here? These guys only a couple tenths separating themselves. I believe these are teammates. 48 off the corner, 78. Staying right in his tire tracks all the way through. Battle between Honeycutt and Flitcroft kind of died down just a little bit. The 50 kind of moving away just a tad, but that could just be the difference in clean air. The 50 has it, the 8 wants it. 8 needs to try to run a different line than the 50 in order to move himself on up just a bit if he can. So we'll have to see how this shakes out between those two. But right now, the 8, he wants that clean air. He knows the way his car handles when he's got it. After running P2 for the longest time, I have to see what the 8 is willing to do, as we got another car coming off of pit road, possibly after fixing maybe a little bit of damage or just running their fuel strategy. Here's a little bit more of a battle between the 07 of Luke Allen and Ryan McCall right behind. Right in front of them, I believe that's going to be Riley Rosenbrook, if I'm not mistaken. But this 07 and the 30 really trying to get after it. It's actually, I think that's going to be the 51 up there, and I could be wrong about that too. definitely not Brendan Book. No, it is actually Brendan Book in this National Guard number 5. I was looking for the old, Cincinnati Weller's machine that he normally runs, but this week throwing on the National Guard colors. Brendan right now sitting P10, and he is the first car 1 lap down. So if we should happen to see caution number 2 on the evening fly, we could very well see this guy get back on the lead lap. But a lot of chasers inside that top 10. I mean, every single driver that is part of the top 16 right now are in the top 10. 12th and 13th are chasers. 16th and 17th also a couple more chasers. Andrew Sanford in the pits right now would be P21 in the pits. And then it looks like, trying to figure out who that is. I think that might be Philip. Is that Bridgman, possibly? Who's sitting 21st? Let's see right quick. No, it's Andrew Sanford. He's sitting 21st. So I feel like 10. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like I'm missing a chase driver somewhere, but I will get over it. I promise. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I'm missing one driver. I'm missing. Let me see. Is it possibly PJ O'Leary here in the 2-4? I think that might be who it is. PJ right now sitting 18th. Nope. Looks like we have got a few more people on pit road. Let's go ahead and remove the IROC banner. Looks like it's going to be Andrew Wisdom. Except it's saying... Yep, it's Andrew Wisdom as in this number 51 Pennzoil Mustang as he comes off of pit road. Caution's going to fly. This is going to help Andrew huge. Let me see. Caution's going to fly. Looks like it's going to have something to do with the 92 of Kevin Dallatore. Going to have to see how this bodes for the 51. Was he just caught a lap down? Obviously, he'll go ahead and take the wave around. But it's saying Jimmy Cocker, Brendan Book, and the 07 of Allen all 1 lap down. McCall, Kalinka, Rosenbrook, Byers, Hamilton. Wisdom was 2 laps down. So this just took a turn for the worse for the 51. Just unfortunate timing. Let's find out what happened with Kevin. All right, let's go ahead and bring it on over to our chase cam, and let's play this out. You hear him in and out of the throttle, trying to keep it off the wall. It gets a little too hard contact with that inside wall, and you hear the motor pop, and everybody behind him sees what's going on, sees the pieces all over the inside of the track, and this number 92 Penn State machine done for the night. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Hard shot by the 92. So Holzer and everybody going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road and get what is more than likely their last servicing of the evening. But this is horrible news for the 51 and any fans of Andrew Wisdom. All right, so right now it's showing John Honeycutt in the lead. Let's see if we can pick up with John right quick. He's definitely having a stellar race. Let's pick up with him and see what he thinks about the race so far. Down there in Team FTR. And again, let's go ahead and bring him on up right quick. Let's talk to this Melody Woodworks driver. Actually, I see him going on down pit road. We'll wait just a moment so his spotter can count him down to his pit.
I'm good, Pete.
All right, John. Thank you, buddy. Definitely appreciate it. Sorry to catch you going right on the pit road. It was just showing you as the leader, so I wanted to chat with you right quick. But it definitely seems like you, the 8, and a few others have really got a piece here at Darlington. Right now, you've been inside the top 5, I think, for more laps than I can count. Tell us about this Melody Woodworks machine, how this Camaro is handling, and it's going to be a great overall night for Team FTR. Most of them were able to stay on the lead lap during that very long stint.
Yeah, Jordan caught a really lucky break there. He stayed out, and he was actually getting ready to go in until that caution came out, so good for him. Jose did not want to see that caution, but for the 50, I mean, we've been doing pretty good and kind of just keeping pace, and we're not trying to push it, and we're just trying to race the track. And Tom and I are just trying to do our best to kind of work together. And I missed the pit. I missed the pit entrance during that last caution, so I kind of screwed the pooch a little bit here, and so I don't know where I'm going to start now. It's telling me to pass all these cars, but I don't know. Hopefully we're not too far. I guess we're not too far back, but yeah,
No,
I did miss
it's showing
pit,
you right around P6.
Yeah, I missed pit entrance there when I was supposed to go in with the leaders, and but it seems like we're okay now, and we'll just kind of keep it cool here and keep patient as possible.
Actually, that should put you up to P5, P6, if that's all right. Yeah, I tell you, during that long run, Holter and the machine that he's got, as I see everybody getting, looks like, are you going back one to?
Yeah,
you're going back
actually,
green.
We're going green right now.
I'll get you back down to Team FTR. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up, sir.
Thanks, man. All right, buddy.
All right, so John Honeycutt, by virtue of missing pit road, able to go down one lap later. Let's bring it on back to Barney. We're going to go green flag racing. Let's go.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, so coming across the start stripe, he's gonna. I mentioned that he was restarting P5. Well, he still runs P5 up 4 spots from where he started. How about Jordan McGraw? Whoa, Holzer getting a little loose. Looks like the 333 of Byers as well. Just these new tires not quite ready for all that to happen. That's going to put J-Mac, Jordan McGraw, JM Gaming up at the top. Jordan McGraw is going to come across the start stripe, lead a lap. Congratulations, Jordan. Brody Falker right now is sitting number 2 in that number 1 Camaro. Tom Harmon, rather, sitting 3rd in his 68 Camaro. Very, very tight quarters. 17, definitely very, very loose. I'm sure that opened up the eyes of Honeycutt just a little bit when he saw him coming at him. But the 23 right now of Jose Ruiz, sitting 6th. He's also up 7 spots. Here the sounds a little bit of bent sheet metal coming through the corners. But how about J-Mac? And just as I say that, again, Holzer showing that he's got to get back up there. He's got the drive. He's got the determination. Just now going plaid one more time, putting down a time of 29.33, pulling up behind Jose Ruiz, just ahead of the 51. The 51 of Andrew, he's trying to get back in there, but Andrew Wisdom unfortunately caught by that caution after just coming off pit road. That puts him back to P14. The man needs another couple cautions in order to try to do anything with it, but he's trying to make sure that he is the first car. Oh, he's going to make a little bit of contact with the 07. 07 maybe not quite giving him the line or the respect that he feels he deserves. Now the 8 of Tom Flitcroft right up his Pennzoil back bumper, and that 51 might be driving with a little bit more of a heated attitude right now. Maybe he feels like the 07 should have given him the line, and this may not be good. Let's keep up with Andrew Wisdom, now down 11 spots, and see how this plays out. He may not play very nice with the back bumper of that 07. All right, so here we go. Looking to the inside, 07 on the outside. Both of them side by side going through turns 3 and 4. 07's going to have a little bit more momentum up on the high side. 51's going to go ahead and keep it off. Make sure that he got a little wiggle out of that because he had to put a little extra wheel. 51 down low, still trying to clear the 07. Not going to happen. Almost a little bit more contact. That is exactly how it played out before. 51 has to give him the position and try to regroup and get back at it. Now under fire from the 8 of Tom Flitcroft. Tom up on the high side, 51 still down low. 8's going to go ahead and diamond out the corner and come off. Right now, that again is the 8 of Tom Flitcroft. Flitcroft right now showing to be in P number 7. Definitely want to thank everybody that's hung out so far tonight, keeping me and everybody else company, whether it's on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, IROC TV through your favorite Roku device, or on Kick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, race number 1 of the playoffs. Next week, we go on over to Kansas. Going to see a whole lot of high-line racing there. And then shortly after that, I believe it was Bristol Motor Speedway to round out the last race in the first round, or the round of 16. I'll go ahead and actually show you that schedule yet again. So yeah, Darlington tonight, Kansas Motor Speedway next week, followed by Bristol. Then we got Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Oval, Las Vegas, Homestead, Miami, Martinsville, and then we're going to crown our Season 2 champion in Phoenix. Later on. Just 10 more races, 10 more weeks. These guys have been at it for 22 weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please go on up, pound that follow or subscribe button on Twitch, pound the subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you leave notifications on. That way you know every time I go live, whether it's here on Monday nights, on Sunday nights with the Turn Down For What iRacing Truck Series, on Thursdays possibly with their Super Speedway Series, Wednesdays with the All-American Racing Partnership Series. So much going on. And again, it's all over Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, IROC TV, and of course, Kick. Welcome to the flight. All right, so Holzer was able to get back on by the 34 of Jordan McGraw. Let's see how that happened. Jordan McGraw back in P5. So it actually been 1 or 2 different passes. Looks like the one was able to get on by. Let's play this out. All right, so that moves Brody Falliker back to P2, still up 2 spots from where he started, going to show that that qualifying effort that Brody had, no fluke, and continues to to do very, very well. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Check in with Jordan McGraw right now. It's still up 14 spots, sitting in P number 5, doing all right. Quite the battle here between the 2-3 of Jose Ruiz and Jimmy Cocker. Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 31. He wants the spot, just kind of hanging there with the 2-3 of Jose. Jose doing everything that he can to take the air away and dump all kinds of dirty air on the hood of that 31. But Jimmy Cocker now trying to find a different line, 23 rather, still able to hold it off because the 23 really has the preferred line. He's keeping the 31 pinched. Anytime that he tries to get underneath them, there's just no room. 31 has to get off the throttle and can't quite roll into and through the center of the corner. And just as I say that, 31 with a huge run, going to go ahead and try to make this work on the inside. Jose sees it coming. Right now it's Tom Flitcroft right behind. He sees the hole that was just opened up. He's going to take advantage as well. That's going to put Jose Ruiz back down 2 spots in one corner. Both Jimmy Cocker and Tom Flitcroft moved Tom up to P7. Tom really showed to have a great car on the long run before. We've got 22 laps to go here from the lady in black. So far, it's all Holzer. Brody Falliker hoping to have a great night as well. We'll go ahead and switch it on back to our scoring pylon and bring up everything else. And I tell you, Brody Falliker having a great night. So is Harmon, Honeycutt, McGraw, Cocker, Flitcroft, Ruiz, Kalinka, and Hamilton. Even Brendan Book, 51 of Wisdom. Still all inside top 12, top 13. But every single one of our chase drivers filling up the top 11. Absolutely amazing. Here is Brody. If we go ahead and take a look from his nose, he can see the 17 of Holzer. He's only 1.3 seconds behind. 20 laps to go here in the first race in the round of 16. Can he close up? Right now is 1.3 back. Can he work something? Is he watching Holzer? Holzer was last on pit road, lap 122. Well, guess what? So was the one of Falliker. So these guys very even. You see the one kind of tagged the wall just a tad, but still closing. 1.3 down to 1.25. Can he get on up there and do something with that number 17 Race EPI South Park Camaro? 1.16, 1.17 back. If we switch on over to the gearbox from Holzer, he can see the one of Falliker looking at him. He knows that he's there. But is Holzer just simply running a management race so where not to burn up his tires? A little bit of scrapage on the right rear, getting into the corner. Maybe just making sure that he had a good entrance getting in. Let's take a look at the right front, looking pretty good. Right rear, about all the same. A little bit of scrapage, not too bad. Could be a little worse, but nonetheless, running a great race. The gap between first and second still 1.1 and change. The 68 of Tom Harmon, he started P2 down 1 spot from that outside pole spot. He's been a little bit mired back in traffic earlier, But right now, doing everything that he's got to do to make sure that he doesn't slide back through the points too bad. Again, Tom Harmon is the regular season champ by pointing the field to death. And oh, by the way, putting a big old exclamation mark on that by getting the win last week at Daytona to start a little bit of momentum getting into the postseason. Honeycutt back here in P4. Honeycutt up 5 spots right along with his teammate right behind, Jordan McGraw, in this Team FTR entry. Jose Ruiz, he's at P8 right now, up 5 spots from where he started. So again, Team FTR running in 4th, 5th, and 8th. We got to get back up front, ladies and gents. Look at this gap starting to really shrink. That's not a challenge for position right behind the one. That is a lap down car. So all the one really has to do is worry about what's in front of him, not what's behind him. But look at that gap, less than a half second between the two. Brody Falliker, he can see the 17. He can name each and every one of those South Park characters on the back bumper of that Race EPI machine for James Holzer. 13 laps to go. One continuing to count off. Little bit of contact there with the outside wall, really diamonding out the corner. You can hear him playing with the throttle. 4/10. Hear him downshifting, getting through turns 3 and 4. Really low on the banking. Trying to get back in the throttle. Still a half a second in between the two. But still, we're kind of wondering, is Holzer running any kind of, taking it easy on the tires as the one again plows the outside wall. He can't take much more of that. These things are built like tanks, but if you damage the quarter panels too hard, they will start to affect the way your car turns. Up to 6/10 between the two. Holzer has quite a bit of lap traffic right ahead of him. I want to say this is that Tigers machine just ahead, not 100% sure. Yep, that is the 48 right there ahead of him. That's going to be Francis Hamilton right now sitting in P11. Holzer going to go ahead and look low. Francis Hamilton going to go ahead and give plenty of room, keeping it high, wide, and handsome. I'll have to see if he does the same thing for the one. I would imagine they would. Both of those guys are teammates. As we go back and check in with Brody Falliker, here he is still really running that high side, trying to keep it off the wall. 10 laps to go. Yeah, see the 48 pull way down, giving the one plenty of room to get on by. No reason for the 48 to get in this mix whatsoever. Full second now between Falliker and Holzer. Let's go ahead and check back with Tom Harmon. He's got a 7/10 gap, excuse me, over the 50 of John Honeycutt. J-Mac just another 6/10 behind the 50 of Honeycutt. Flitcroft just a tad back here as well. He's kind of mixing things up just a little bit with the 51 of Andrew Sanford. I'm sorry, Andrew Wisdom rather, excuse me. A lot of Andrews, a lot of Andrews here. But the 8's going to go ahead and take a look to the inside, going down into the corner. 51 still a lap or two down. He's actually 1 lap down. But he's not actually the first car 1 lap down if we should happen to get a late caution. Right now, the 48 just being passed by the 17 is the first car 1 lap down. So the 51, he needs to try to catch up to that 48 and take that spot just in case a late caution should fly that would give him the go-ahead to get back on the lead lap, or with 5 or 6 laps to go, if the caution should fly, take the wave around and just see what these old tires are capable of doing to hold on. Right now, your top 3, James Holzer, Brody Falliker, and Tom Hartman. John Honeycutt, Jordan McGraw going to round out the top 5. We've been riding around with P6, the Mountain Dew machine for Tom Flitcroft. Jimmy Cocker back here in this number 31 Virginia Tech machine. Jose Ruiz is going to be 8th, 9th. Cody Kalinka, Brendan Book to round out the top 10. And like I mentioned before, all championship contenders. 11th is going to be Francis Hamilton. Andrew Wisdom in 12th. Ryan McCall 13th. 14th, PJ O'Leary. 15th is going to be Riley Rosenbrook. And that top 15, very, very stout. Battle here between the 48 and the 68. 48 again, 1 lap down. John Honeycutt now has to worry about the line at 48. 50, gonna lose it off the corner. A little bit too much wheel. Is this gonna bring out the caution? So far, no. Heavy, heavy damage to that Melody Woodworks Team FTR number 50 for John Honeycutt. Let's go back and watch that again. All right, let's hard shot. Let's get to the cockpit, or to the chase view. This is going to be a hard shot. Let's play this. Ooh, hard shot. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, 3 laps to go, ladies and gents. James Holzer still leading. Brody Falliker, Tom Harmon. This 50 is absolutely critically damaged. He's got to try to stay out there if he can, just to run the remaining laps. Hopefully the motor doesn't blow. Right now the thing absolutely looking like a modified, staying in the low lane, staying out of harm's way, keeping away from everybody else as the 48 comes screaming on by. Here comes the 8 of Tom Flitcroft also. 51 of Andrew Wisdom is going to fly by to this 50, heavily damaged. Back up front though, with 2 laps remaining, 3 seconds now. Back to Falliker. It looks like Holzer has his eyes set on P9, Brendan Book, to possibly put him a lap down. He's got 3 seconds back to Brody. He does not have to push it whatsoever. He can let the 5 just coast. Don't have to get into his rear view. Don't have to make the 5 possibly make a mistake to where something can happen and take you out of the race lead and possibly the race win. White flag for the 17. It's going to be all the 17 coming off turn 4. Holzer will win at Darlington. Again, Brody Falliker came across P2. Tom Harmon, P3. Jordan McGraw, P4. Tom Flitcroft in P number 5. All right, so down the backstretch, I see the 2-4 PJ come on up, give a little bit of a congratulatory tap to the back end of that 17. Here comes the one of Brody Falliker saying, hey man, I was trying, but let's go ahead and clear the boards. Holzer, it's all yours, sir. Burn them down. Holzer doing a dubbed Polish victory lap. Coined that by Alan Kulwicki years and years ago when he ran the Hooters number 7. He is the last, I believe the last, of the single car owner operators to grab a championship in that Hooters 7 many years ago. Unfortunately lost his life. I believe it was in a helicopter crash outside of Bristol. I could be wrong on the track, but again, congratulations to James Holzer in this number 17 race EPI South Park Camaro. Usually he gives a big old thank you to Justin Brooks for all the assistance in the paint scheme department. Congratulations. Gonna flip it around one more time. Looks like he still has a little left in the tank. Maybe pulling on up to the start stripe, grab the checkered flag from Barney, and call it a night. All right, so ladies and gents, we will be right back. We'll have our top 3 live in the booth. Again, we're going to be, we'll kick it off with Tom Harmon in that number 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro, Brody Falliker in his number 1 Chevrolet, and then James Holzer also in his Chevy. All right, we will be right back. Don't nobody go anywhere. All right, ladies and gents, definitely appreciate it. And again, big thank you to everybody that's out there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, iRock TV through your favorite Roku device, as well as Kick nowadays. Are going to kick it off. Driver down one spot after starting outside pole. Tom Harmon, that Avril Lavigne 68, no stranger to another top 3 finish. He did very well through the regular season, won the regular season championship, coming home third here at the Lady in Black. Talk us through your race and how'd that Camaro treat you tonight, sir?
Well, it treated me kind of wickedly. It was really, if you didn't take care of the tires, it got really loose or really tight. But overall, I was hoping it would go green after that first caution. Definitely had the fuel and the pit strategy to come out with at least a top 5. Granted, I'll take a top 3 as well. But overall, good race. Almost caught it up, the top 3, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are, and what a great race. Looking forward to the next couple. I believe we've got Kansas and then Bristol to finish up the round of 16. You definitely accumulated quite a few points going through the regular season after getting your win at Daytona and all the great finishes that you had throughout. How do you look at Kansas and Bristol, and which of those two are possibly your automatic ticket to the round of 12?
I enjoy both of them. Kansas is kind of a crapshoot because you never know how the car's going to handle. You could have they could give us a good set, they could give us a horrible set, and then if you get a horrible set, it's not going to look pretty. But yeah, I look forward to both of them. Hopefully, play my cards right, walk away with a W2.
All right, Tom. Again, great race. I kind of saw you mired back. I want to say probably as far as 9th this evening. You might have fallen back a little bit further than that, but when it's all said and done, P3 is where you finish, bottom step on the podium. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there, sir?
Yep, you open the booth for broadcasting it to everybody, all the fans that show up each week, all the drivers, my teammates, and Avril on the car.
There you go, Avril on the car. Never disappoints. All right, Mr. Falliker, started P4 up 2 spots. A whole lot of bow ties to round out the top 10. Every single driver in the top 10 in the playoffs. You bring it on home, P2 in that Team FIWB number 1. Congratulations, first off on that. Within about 5 to 10 laps to go, you were within a half second of Holzer. What more did you need to get on up there and try to take this first checkers for yourself?
Well, I could have just really saved my right front a little bit more. I was putting too much wheel into it, and by the end of the run, it just wouldn't turn.
What is it about Darlington that kind of suits your style? Definitely a very tough, very technical track. I saw a lot of people shifting, some not shifting. Others started shifting a little bit later into the run. What was the strategy for FIWB tonight?
I mean, we didn't really formulate a strategy. Honestly, we were awful in strategy just because of that first caution. We should have pit, and that last caution definitely saved us. We didn't have enough fuel. For what it does, or how I run at Darlington, honestly, I don't know how I'm even decent here. Honestly.
Well, I mean, in the rest of the 9 races before we crown a champion at Phoenix, there's nothing else like it on the schedule that comes to mind right now, like Darlington. I mean, we got Kansas, Bristol, Texas, Dega, the Charlotte Roval, which I think is going to be an awesome race, Las Vegas, maybe Homestead. Homestead's got that high line going as well. Martinsville, just a little paperclip, and then Phoenix International Raceway, middle of the desert, to end season number 2 and crown a champion. Between Kansas and Bristol, to make sure you move on over to the round of 12, which of those two are you going to spend just a little extra time on and say, yeah, that's mine, that's my best chance to keep moving my way on through?
I don't know. Kansas and Bristol, I did have solid runs last season. So honestly, I don't think I'll spend too much time on those tracks because I feel like I have them down. But further on in the playoffs, I'm looking at Las Vegas and Martinsville because honestly, I don't know how to find speed there, and those two tracks are going to be very important, obviously.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, definitely great finish. The runner-up night is going to definitely help you in the points. We'll see you next week at Kansas. Same bat time, same bat channel. Definitely looking forward to it, sir. Congrats again. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there?
I just want to thank all of FIWB and all my teammates. It's very fun running with them, and thank you, Pete, for broadcasting these races, and thank you S&B obviously for putting on these races. It's really fun.
There you go. Well, congrats again, sir. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Well, starting on pole, finishing first one to see the checkers underneath Barney in the flag stand, Mr. Holzer. You have been digging your way out of a penalty since very, very early in the regular season, putting this win together. It really seemed like once you got around the 51 early in the race, you just kind of you set sail, and nobody was able to get even remotely close to you, other than Brody late in the last 5 to 10 laps. Before we shut it all down. But, man, one hell of a race, James. Walk us through, and what is it about Darlington?
Oh, man, it's just a driver's track, and very, very technical with throttle input and how you have the car pointed. And there's multiple different ways you can run this track. 3 and 4 has a couple different grooves, a couple different ways you can enter and exit the corners. So, we took our notes from last time we were here earlier in the year and had a very good performance. So it was optimistic, I guess you could say, about coming into the race tonight, but didn't get any laps in before the race, which could be nerve-wracking. Put down a very respectable qualifying lap. Wasn't expecting what I hit at all, and track position here is huge, and clean air is huge on this car because it's easy to get tight when you're behind somebody. I could even feel it in lap traffic there, but we got that caution with 18 or 19 laps or so into that first run, and tires are important, so I wanted to pit there, especially with being able to make it on one more stop. Knew that was going to be crucial. Knew it wouldn't take too long to get back up to get the track position just in case we got another quick caution if we decided to come back in and take another set. But yeah, kind of as you said, we just kind of got up front there after that first caution, after we got around Wisdom, and he was on 19-lap older tires, so was expected to pull away a little bit, but even once those guys, on the fresher tires, we were able to get around them. We were still able to put down a pretty good pace and had a really good pit entry and cycled out and gained about 2 seconds on the pit stops, and was just kind of in cruise control mode where we were at, because we were, there was about 6 or 7 cars on the lead lap at that point, and really had no reason to push being up, 15 plus seconds or wherever we were at, but was kind of waiting for that caution to group everything back together, and I really was pushing a little more than I wanted to that last run to start, and it told the tale whenever I about looped it in front of the whole field the second lap after we went green.
Saw that.
Locked it down, saved it, and put together some really good laps to catch back up, and just wanted to push and push and push to get to the lead, and then kind of cruise and make them push to me. But running those 5-10 laps really hard, to get that ground back really put its toll on that right rear, and I was sliding around. It was like an ice skating rink, and was watching Brody get closer and closer and bigger in my rear view mirror, and was just trying to calm myself down in the seat and just remember, we got to put together good finishes. We don't necessarily have to win, and once we started slowing the pace down, actually started going faster. So was good to do that and close off on a race, because I felt like we got a few or had a few of them get away from us earlier this season. So it was good to close it out at least.
Well, I tell you, all season long, I mentioned just a moment ago that you have been absolutely clawing your way through after that very, very early points penalty. I'm glad to tell you right now, you are just 12 measly markers behind Andrew Wisdom, even though he had a very, very unfortunate race this evening. Very, very untimely caution caught him an extra lap down. You are going to move up 4 spots to third, going to take sole possession of that place. Only 12 points behind Andrew Wisdom and Tom Harmon. So congratulations on this this huge jump. Kansas Motor Speedway next week. Very, very predominantly high line track. You going to spend some extra time there this week, or you feeling pretty good already in these next gen cars at Kansas?
Kansas is a good track for me in general. The next gen's always a little bit of a loophole for me. It's tough to. I don't know. This car's just tough for me. I never really was able to get a good grasp on it, other than Darlington. That's like my track that I've really figured it out on. So glad that, like I said, we were able to close it out here. But with the win and you're in style points, the next 2 races are very less worrisome with closing out the win today. So these next 2 races just gonna, just keep building momentum as we keep moving forward here in the playoffs, and maybe try to focus on a race or 2 in the round of 12 and kind of go from there. But really looking forward to Bristol and Kansas collectively. I think those are 2 tracks that are very good for me. Really good on the short tracks. Been hunkering down on those, running some other stuff like late models and super lates and stuff like that. So learning some new techniques and stuff like that for the short tracks. So but like I said, being locked in on points, or I should say with the win this week, makes the next 2 weeks a lot easier.
There you go. Well, James, definitely big congratulations. Way to get the W very early. Not only did you get the win, but running it flag to flag, leading the most amount of laps. Congratulations. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there, buddy?
Yeah, thanks, Pete. Just want to thank you as always for broadcasting up in the booth. Always a good show to watch, and hope we put on a good one, because that was a pretty good race, through and through. To have green flag pit stops and have everything kind of play out was really cool to see, and hopefully we can continue to do that more and more in this league as everybody has grown collectively as a group, and it's awesome to see when we put good races together like this. Thank everybody over at C Motorsports, all of us finishing in the top 10, even with Brendan's miscue on strategy. He kind of got behind the 8 ball with he took fuel only actually when we pitted instead of taking tires, and just having that extra fuel. I think he was a little bit looser than what he wanted to be, but nonetheless finished on the lead lap. Flitcroft could have finished a little bit better, truthfully, but he missed the pit entry on the initial lap, as well as Honeycutt, unless he was just trying to lead a lap. I'm not really sure what his plan was there,
missed
but
it too.
Okay. Yeah, I really wasn't sure what his plan was there, but yeah, so those 2 guys were running second and third behind me, and then all of a sudden found themselves in the tail end of the lead lap. So it was kind of interesting, but yeah, I got to thank everybody, and Cody too, getting P8. Good run for him. Good job for all those guys, and thank all the admins up in the booth for all the admins that are on and off the track for doing a great job. Eliza and J Mac and Brendan, everybody that puts this thing together week in and week out. And lastly, got to thank everybody on the car from Elite Performance Industries. Go to check them out for all your open setup needs, racecpi.com. Justin Brooks Designs for making a kick butt car. Hopefully gets my playoff contingencies on for next week, though. Got in a bother in him last second and wasn't able to get her done with prior obligations that he had. But yeah, go check him out. He has his own Discord too, Justin Brooks Designs. And he also has a website too. I think it's justinbrooksdesigns.com. Got to also thank Mardon PC and Laurel Auto Group.
There you go. Talk about the race and lead lap, 1 lap or more down. You had everybody up to P9 left on the lead lap from 10th on back, which is Francis Hamilton in that Tigers 48, 1 lap or more down. So one hell of a stellar way to open the round of 16. Congratulations, James. We will see you next week at Kansas.
Yeah, thank you, Pete. I appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. All right, guys and girls, that is going to close it out from the Lady in Black. Definitely hope that everybody out there had one hell of a time. Please, if you haven't already, go on over. Just pound on that follow button, subscribe button, whatever you want. Definitely appreciate it. Don't forget, though, go on over to your favorite Roku device, whether it's Roku TV, Roku streaming deck. Go to the streamers section, search out IROC TV. It's the logo that you see there on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Add the channel. It's completely free. Doesn't cost you anything. And whether you like to watch POVs or podcast, league, club, community races, whatever it is, watch it all in stunning 4K live. Hope to see everybody back out again, same bat time, same bat channel, next Monday night from Kansas Motor Speedway for the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series. This has been the Tiesler 225 live from Darlington. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll catch you again very, very soon. Later.